Have you ever walked into a place, a seemingly ordinary place, and known, deep down, that a piece of, or perhaps, even more unsettling, that something was present, a strange anomaly, which absolutely it's a quiet hum of wrongness, almost imperceptible at first, beneath all the ordinary, comforting it clings to you, like a forgotten word on the tip of your tongue, a whisper you can't quite remember. My name doesn't matter much to this story. What matters is the hospital, late at night. The third floor, specifically. It's a quiet ward, mostly long-term patients. The kind of place where the silence often feels heavier than the air itself. Rain often taps against you, get used to it, the rhythm of the night shift. One Tuesday, around 3 a.m., a transfer order came through. Patient for room 413. I remember staring at the screen. We only had rooms up to 412 on this wing. I chalked it up to a clerical error, or maybe a typo from the ER. It happens often enough, a quick see, just a new patient, an unfamiliar name. The next 2 nights passed without incident. Then, Wednesday, another transfer request. Same patient, same impossible room, 413. I remember a small chill, not from the cold, but from Summit. The patient's name, I should mention, was always listed as John Doe. A placeholder, of course. But like a stone dropped into perfectly still water. On the third occurrence, I decided to walk the floor. Methodically. I counted every door. Room 401, 402, all the way to 412. Then a fire exit. Then the linen closet. Number 413. But as I walked back, something caught my eye. A faint, almost imperceptible shimmer. A brief distortion in the hallway wall, exactly where 413 show. I told myself it was fatigue. The flickering fluorescent lights, the late hour, my eyes playing trick. It was perfectly normal to hallucinate slight distortions when you're tired. I checked the digital it mirrored the physical one. Number 413. I even called the IT department, claiming a display error for a non-existent room. They found nothing. The next night, Thursday. Another transfer. The same patient, John Doe, for room 413. This time, I didn't even bother to check the records. My rational explanations had run out. It wasn't a typo. It was something else. The patient arrived, a shadowy figure on a gurney. I assigned him to an empty room, 407, then checked his original location. The record still said 413. The hospital felt different that night. Larger. Emptier. The rain outside intensified, sounding like 1,000 tapping fingers on the glass. I was the only nurse on the third floor. There was no one to ask, no one to share this impossible. The silence stretched, vast and consuming. Every shadow seemed to deepen, every sound felt amplified. Around 4 a.m., a sound. Faint, almost swallowed by the rain. A rhythmic scraping, like something being dragged across linoleum. It seemed to come from the very I froze, straining my ears. The sound paused. Then, a soft thud, as if something heavy had been set down. My heart pounded a slow, heavy beat. A guy. I moved slowly, flashlight in hand, down the long corridor. My footsteps were barely whispers on the thud, too. When I reached the end, there was nothing. Just the blank wall. No scuff marks, no displaced items. The air felt colder, heavier. The absence was palpable. Finding nothing was infinitely worse than finding something. An old rumor surfaced in my mind, something I'd heard during orientation. Whispers about a lost win, an architectural anomaly, never built, or perhaps sealed off and forgotten after some unknown incident, a chill that wasn't from a draft. A lingering echo. Friday. Another transfer request. Patient John Doe. Room 413. This time, as the name appeared on the screen, a faint, almost transparent door seamed to a numbered plate, 413, flickered into view. I blinked. It was gone. But it had been there. I saw it. The air grew colder. I tried to call a colleague, anyone, but their phones went straight to voicemail. I needed to reset. I retreated to the staff break room, switching on all the lights. I made myself a cup of stale coffee. The mundane act was a small comfort. The bright lights, the familiar smell, a fleeting moment of nor I told myself it was just exhaustion. Then, a soft scratch at the break room door. Not loud, almost tentative. I froze. I was alone. It scratched again, a little louder this time. A chill, deeper than before, ran through. I instinctively knew what it was. What it wanted. I crept to the door, peering through the peephole. Nothing. Just the empty, brightly lit hallway. But as I pulled back, a whisper, right by my ear, "Dis." I bolted from the break room, flashlight beam frantic. I ran down the main corridor, heart hammering. Had to confirm. The air was now thick with an icy dread. The wall where 413 should be. It was there. Not a shimmer, not a distortion. A door. Solid, old, dark wood, unlike any other in the hospital. And on it, a brass plate, dull with age, row. Every instinct screamed to run, to flee this impossible place. To pretend I hadn't seen it, to forge a desperate need to understand. Who was John Doe? Why this room? Why me? My hand trembled, hovering near the ajar door. The cold air wafted out, carrying a faint, dusty scent, like an abandoned attic. I had to know. I pushed the door open. It creaked, a sound like an old ship settling. Inside, it wasn't a modern hoe, it was an antechamber. Dusty, forgotten. Faint light from an unseen source, revealing peeling wallpaper, antique medical equipment covered in John Doe. But he wasn't just a patient. He was ancient, almost part of the room itself. His eyes, two pinpricks of light in the gloom, fixed on me. They weren't angry, not malicious. Just expectant. And then I understood. He wasn't transferred to room 413. He was room 413. Or rather, he was a part of it. A living anchor. And he wanted me to join him. I felt a cold tendril of something unseen reach out, grasping at my knee. I slammed the door shut, the ancient wood groaning in protest. It felt like tearing a piece of the brass 413 plate vibrated. I didn't care. I bolted. Ran down the hallway, the sound of my own pounding heart deafening. I could hear, or imagined I could hear a faint, mournful whisper from behind the solid door. A qui. Room 413 wasn't just a place. It was a hunger. An ancient entity that manifested as a forgotten hospital room, drawing in the lonely, the lost. The hospital itself was porous, thin in places, allowing this forgotten space to bleed into reality, waiting for me. I ran. Not just from the door, but from the entire floor. The entire hospital. My breath hitched in my throat, my lungs burning. I didn't look back. I didn't dare. The emergency exit door burst open with a crash, the rain hitting my face like a slap. I didn't care, only the cold, wet freedom of the outside world. Away from the hum, away from the impossible room. I never went back to that hospital. I couldn't. Sometimes, late at night, when the rain taps against a phantom chill on my skin, I see the flicker of a number, 413. And I remember the eyes of John Doe, forever expectant. I understand now. Not every room is meant to be found. And some rooms, once they find you, they never truly let you go.